Alrighty, so welcome everyone this evening, and thank you all for joining for our first gen college student ambassador information session. And so again, welcome today. And so we're gonna start off with some introductions for you all so that you all get a better sense of who we are and how the program is going to look this year. You probably saw this flash on my screen, but I don't think this will be an issue at all. But just in this virtual environment, we like to go ahead and put these parameters there. You all have done so beautifully, muted yourselves as you entered the meeting. And so if you all have any questions, I know some questions may come up throughout the night. We will have an opportunity at the end for some Q&A. And the last bullet will definitely not be an issue here. I don't foresee anything happening there. So we want to begin off with some introductions just so you get a better sense of who we are before we dive into talking about the program. And so who are we? I'll let Jasmine kick it off.
Thank you, Brandi. So my name is Jasmine Goodtrial. I am the Executive Director for the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion from Guilford County Schools. I am very proud to be here this evening and share that our office, the Equity Office, is the office that actually provides the first generation college student ambassador program. And we are excited to be partnering with our local partner, Say Yes Guilford, that I'd say that Say Yes has been a phenomenal partner for the district for the last several years, and we are absolutely ecstatic about having this partnership for the with Say Yes for our first gen program. I do want to offer some pointers around what the purpose of the Equity Office is, because some people may be hearing about me and the Equity Office and not really understanding one, that we even have an Equity Office. So want to quickly just say that the Equity Office is purposeful for ensuring that our school district is aligning with our strategic plan goals, that we're reducing and actually eliminating and narrowing gaps around disproportionality. What does that mean? We want to make sure that we are really activating the mission and vision and goals and values of Guilford County Schools, that we are centered in equity, making sure that we are graduating students that are able to participate in their future by accessing college or the career pathways of their choice, by creating transformative learning outcomes. And the Equity Office does that by making sure that the processes that we have in our schools, the programs that we have, such as this program that comes out of the Equity Office, are available for students, particularly students that are from particular identified groups. When we talk about that, meaning students that are Black, Indigenous, and persons of color. So we have a few direct student services, such as the First Gen program, as we call this program for short. We also have the American Indian Education program, and we also have the Freedom Schools that is offered every summer, kicking back off next summer, affirming that we are through this COVID response and that we are having a healthier country with people that are able to commune in spaces again. So those are the direct student programs we have. By and large, Equity Office also serves to support the district, our teachers, to make sure that we're providing professional learning opportunities that seek to support our faculty and staff across the district, making sure that our policies, that our students' experiences are ones where our students and families have a sense of definite critical belonging, that their identity and their agency is centered, meaning that they feel like they know that the school that they are in, the school district they're a part of, makes them feel like they are home, because this is your district and we work for you. So that's the purpose of the Equity Office in short. That said, I'm excited about partnering with an organization such as Say Yes that also reflects that work that we're doing in the Equity Office for the school district. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sum up my who I am for GCS in the Equity Office, and lovingly pass the mic off to my partners over at Say Yes. Thank you, Brandi.
Thank you, Jasmine. So everyone, again, this is Jasmine or Ms. Goodtrial Moore, however you prefer to reference her. So thank you all for facilitating this program and trust and Say Yes to do so. You'll see a couple of people here. You'll see one person here on the screen that is not here this evening. But I'll begin by introducing her, and she is Amanda Roseman, and she serves as the Chief Impact Officer with Say Guilford. And I think it's important before we even get into that to just give you all an idea of what Say Guilford is. So here in this capacity, we are speaking specifically about the program, the First Gen College Student Ambassadors Program. But Say Yes Guilford, as Jasmine mentioned, is a great partner to Guilford County Schools and is a local nonprofit here that works to support students throughout kindergarten to career in order to promote post-secondary access. So remove those barriers to post-secondary access. And so we are again excited to be facilitating this program and look forward to getting to know you all and letting you know more about applying if you haven't already. So as I mentioned, Amanda is not here today, but I am Brandi Kennedy, and you'll see my picture on the right. And I serve as the Assistant Director of Student Outreach and Post-Secondary Access. I see that A access is spelled wrong on the screen. I apologize for that typo. But I just want to introduce my role. You'll get a lot of communication from me just in general throughout the college application process and in the sense that you are a part of this cohort. So we are excited that you all are joining us today, and I'll pass it over to Warshay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Jasmine. I am Warshay Downey, the Senior Director of Data and Post-Secondary Success for Say Yes Guilford. And I would just echo everything that Jasmine and Brandy has mentioned. We are glad that you have tuned in tonight, and we're looking forward to connecting with you and to seeing the success that you will have in the very near future.
So before we get started, I wanted to actually ask a question, and you all feel free to pop it in the chat or unmute yourselves. But I wanted to know just who we had in the audience as far as like what grade level we have in the audience. I think it's very important for us to get a sense of this as we think about recruitment for next year. So what grade are you all in, or what is your class? Are you all rising juniors, seniors? Are you all able to unmute yourselves? I'm not sure.
I see a few people have placed their information in the chat as
Oh,
well.
I did not see it. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we have a wide variety. So a lot of rising juniors and a few rising seniors. All right. Well, thank you all again. We are excited that you all tuned in today. And so you all are here again to hear about the First Generation College Student Program. So Jasmine talked a little bit about the program and its purpose, specifically within the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And so what I wanted to do today was to just walk through, as far I know you all have seen the application posted, and we will drop the application link here if you haven't seen it already or had access to that link, where Shay will drop it in the link a little bit later within our presentation. But we wanted to go over a few program pillars that our first generation college student ambassadors program will be centered around. So number one, being application assistance with the college application process. So as we know that can be a challenge. It could be a lot of moving deadlines and a lot of different things to do, but this program will help you have that one-on-one and that personalized assistance to help you walk through that college application process and to build a timeline that works for you and your future. In addition to that, we also think it's important to not only prepare you for college, but also different career opportunities in the case that you decide to do a trade, or again, you use your summers between your high school careers to get jobs and various internship opportunities. So this is an opportunity for you to learn skills that you can use no matter where you are, whether you're navigating college, summer internships, employment, your extracurricular activities, or your leadership roles that you currently hold within your high school setting. This program will also focus on financial aid, counseling, and literacy. So I know that financial aid is one of the largest barriers to college. So college costs a lot of money. We know that. I know you've probably heard your parents say it, your family say it, probably seen it on TV, seen it talked about on social media. But the cost of college is rising. But Don't let that worry you. There are opportunities and resources like Say Yes Guilford and other scholarship opportunities that you can use in order to maximize the amount of money that you're getting. So this is a program that will help walk you along that path, and not only walk you through that path, but teach you about the literacy, because it'll be important as you continue throughout college and to go through this process each year. Next is a topic that has been pretty hot topic lately, considering the virtual environment that we've been in. But SAT and ACT, and while some of you all might be like, "Whoo, I thought I wasn't gonna have to take that," or aren't colleges thinking about not waiving that? We think that this is a perfect opportunity for you to still be able to access many of those merit-based scholarships that will still require SAT and ACT scores. And so plugging into this program will give you the opportunity to have some personalized SAT and ACT prep that can not only help you as you begin to take those tests. Some of you all have probably already taken the PSAT if you're ninth or 10th grade. And some of you all, some of the juniors have recently taken their ACT if you all were able to take it. So this is a great opportunity for you to plug in here to some of those additional resources. Next, as I mentioned, we said cash for college or money for college can often be a barrier. So this program will give you access to a newsletter that is specialized to you, personalized to first generation college students, and not just specific to first gen college students, but a variety, as Jasmine mentioned, a variety of other minoritized identities. But this newsletter will help you not only collect resources and opportunities for you to plug in and to hear about some of these college post-secondary opportunities, but also a scholarship newsletter so that you can begin applying for some of those national and local and school specific scholarships when the time comes. So if you're a rising junior, you'll be using this newsletter in order to just organize and plan for your senior year. And lastly, are our tours. So we think it's important for you all to be exposed to a wide variety of institutions. Ironically, we are in a very central location to many institutions. Of course, you have your local colleges here, but just in the Piedmont Triad area or within an hour or two radius, we have a plethora of colleges, various institution types that we think that you all should have the opportunity to consider if you all are able to. So as a part of this program, we will be conducting tours, and I will say that with the asterisk, as it has looked a little bit different in our I would say post-pandemic world, but it's not over yet. But just understanding that there are a lot of virtual options and some local options to still have this as a part of our program. So we look forward to that. Let's see, I see. Um, make sure anything wasn't in the chat. Um, and as I said, there'll be an opportunity soon at the end for some Q&A if you all have more questions. As I said, this is a personalized, sort of small, tight-knit cohort community that you will be a part of for 2 years. And so there are some signature events, again, because we like to celebrate your successes and keep you all engaged in the process and excited about your future. And so each year, at the end of the year, for our cohort of students, we will celebrate them with a year-end scholar success banquet. As I mentioned, that has looked a little bit different this year in lieu of COVID and the inability to gather in spaces in person without a lot of barriers and ropes. But also a college ready boot camp. And you're probably thinking, oh, well, if I'm just a rising junior, why do I need to be in a college ready boot camp? Or if I'm just a rising senior, why do I need to be in a boot camp? But when I say this more of as a resource builder. So as you all will see, as you continue to think about your future, it's important to plan. So this boot camp will be a perfect opportunity to prepare you for the upcoming year. So if you're a rising senior, what do I need to be doing this summer in order to prepare for my senior year in the college application process? If I'm a junior, what do I need to be doing now? How can I be looking at colleges? So this boot camp will help you prepare for that. And when I say that, I'm not thinking of you all doing push-ups and everything. When I think of boot camp, that's what I think of, but that's not the kind of boot camp we're talking about here. But you will be gaining skills that will help you as you prepare along the way. And lastly, as we mentioned, we like to celebrate your successes, the college kickoff. So this will happen at the end of each year, or like at the fall of each year, which is sort of the beginning of the year, depending on if you're looking at the college semester or the high school semester. But this will be an opportunity to kick off and celebrate you for your successes, sort of kind of like a decision day. You all have probably seen on social media, decision day just passed, but it's typically May 1st where people are deciding where they're going to go and announcing that. And people do so in a variety of ways. So say as Guilford and the First Gen College Student Ambassador Program will be here to celebrate that with you at these signature events. So I've sort of broke down some of the things that we will do and cover in our cohort and in our first generation college student program. And you're probably like, okay, well, how will all this look? What can I expect? What type of time commitment am I looking at? So we will be conducting monthly webinars, and as of now, they have been virtual. But again, this is a 2-year commitment if you are a rising junior. And so we expect that you are attending these monthly webinars that are centered around the program pillars that I talked about earlier that will help you as you continue to prepare for your future. Also, you can expect the newsletter. That is something consistent that you will always get. It will be a resource that you can always go back to. And we are working on getting some other resources that you all can continue to reference throughout your time um, as a part of the cohort. And lastly, you'll have guest speakers. You won't always be hearing from me. You won't always be hearing from the people that introduced themselves earlier, but you'll hear from a variety of people, not only admission counselors at various colleges, but you'll also hear from different professionals in different realms that'll give you various skills and just be different guest speakers and talk about a variety of different topics. So it won't always look like a lecture. There may be hands-on opportunities as we move post-pandemic, hopefully, fingers crossed. And so I know that you all have heard about this now. And so you're like, okay, well, where do I apply it? How do I get this link? I'm glad that you all have tuned into this session because you still have a few weeks. You have a little over a week and a half to get your applications in. And I believe that Warshay can drop the link to that application in the chat box. And so you'll be able to click that link there and simply fill out the application. It will not take long, but it is the opportunity for us to better get to know you as we begin to pick our cohort for the upcoming year. We are excited that you all have been interested in this opportunity. And so, yes, that is placed in the chat box now if you all want to copy and paste or follow that link and keep it up. And so I've talked a lot about what we're going to do, but we think, in all transparency, we think it's important that you all understand that this program is a partnership and it is a two-way street. We are here to assist you and help you along the way to get to your post-secondary dreams and future and opportunity. However, that requires that you participate and engage with us. We see now that you all have already expressed that engagement by even being here today. So kudos to that for showing your interest in a program that I wish I had, as if when I was a senior in college or even just a high school student, as I prepared for my future. So we do have a few expectations. While we understand that you all are students, some of you all are workers, you all have various roles, some of you all play sports. We do ask that you all take this opportunity to be a part of this cohort as serious. And we say that not to scare you all by any means, but we do, you can only get as much out of this program as you give, right? So we're here to give resources. We're here to host office hours and be those resources for you, but it does require you to engage. So we do expect that you attend at least 70% of all sessions. And again, like I said, right now it is in a virtual environment. And as we go through the selection process and move forward with our cohort, we will talk about how that may look different in the future. But right now, this is the sort of flatline expectation. And just, I really want to emphasize communication. So we're not saying that if you aren't able to make any of the sessions, or you aren't going to be able to be at all of the sessions, don't apply. We're not saying that. We just ask that you communicate and be timely, because there are many people who would love to be a part of this cohort opportunity, and we don't want that opportunity to go to waste. Also, if you are a rising senior in the program, when you are part of the program, we will ask that you complete your FAFSA by December 15th if you are eligible. And so we will talk more about that as you all apply and hopefully become a part of our first generation college cohort. So I talked a lot about what we're going to do. And so again, just you can see the picture on the screen. This is a two-way street, just ensuring that we communicate and that we work together. But this program and this cohort is what you all put into it and the engagement that you all give. So I have spoken a lot at you, and I know that you all probably have some questions just about applying and about what you all can do. But if you all have any questions, this is a perfect opportunity for you all to place them in the chat, or I believe you all have the opportunity to unmute yourselves.
Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I was wondering if we already filled out the application, is there another thing we have to do, or?
No, if you've already filled out the application, I believe that was you, Kayla, talking. If you already filled out the application, then thank you all for doing so. Again, the application process closes on May 17th. So after that is when we'll begin reviewing applications a little bit after that. And you can expect a decision, I would say, within the month. So before July 1st.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Christina had a question.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Christina. I'm a junior right now in early college. I already submitted my application, but I don't know if I'm first generation. My siblings went to school in Mexico. They all went to college, and then I moved here, so they have no clue how to go to college here. I was wondering if I'm still like eligible for as a first gen.
Yeah, thank you for your question, Christina. I'm sure some other people had that question, so thank you for asking that. As we mentioned earlier, the name of the program is the First Generation College Student Cohort, but we invite all minoritized identity, which means any person of color, or the LGBTQ plus community or other minoritized communities. We also understand that COVID has significantly impacted students in various ways. So that definition is not restricted. You can still go ahead and move forward. I think you said you already applied, so no, that is not a prerequisite or a requirement.
Yeah, because I was just so nervous about that because my sisters already went to college, but they didn't do it in here. And I mean, I moved here like 4 years ago, so I had to learn everything on my own because they have no clue how to do the process here. So I was like, am I first gen or am I not?
Yeah, there are a lot of different definitions, but no, you all are definitely experiencing things in a different way, in here within the United States. So thank you for your question. But that is included.
So I want to also add on to that, Christina, what you just said about having to navigate the educational system and navigate things on your own. That is precisely what we're talking about with respect to how this program is beneficial for folks. So you're not having to navigate on your own. So you do have support with our grader program. And I'll say that in years past, the First Gen program has also done college tours, and that did not occur in the 2021 school year, nor did it happen in the 1920 school year, because 1920 school year in March and spring, that's when we responded to COVID. This past school year, we were trying to figure out what's going to happen as a result of COVID. Are we going to go back into school? So there's been a lot of uncertainty, and there's still uncertainty. So we don't know if we will be kicking off college tours again. We are affirming that we can, but we can't make any definitive decisions until we have say so from the powers that be, which would be definitely our board, definitely the colleges that folks that have interest in attending. So when you all come into the program, internally within the equity office, we'll also be working with parents to identify where do students want to go, where do we want to make an effort to ensure that we're taking students, and what is the feasibility, what is the ease of doing that, of making that tour happen. And again, all of this is based on the fact that we can come out of what we're in now, a pandemic. We have to continue to echo that, because some folks in the world think we're not in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. So we want to make sure we're being thoughtful about doing these tours, thoughtful about doing anything that we can, and ensuring that you all have the experience that you need, that you will require, and that you deserve. I see some questions here also about what grade do you have to be to apply. The first generation college student ambassador program is for students who are going to be juniors and seniors in the new school year. So the folks we are looking at now for applications are people who are currently sophomores and juniors in high school, who will become juniors and seniors starting June 5th, 2021. So that's who we want to apply, because this is about preparing you for the college experience starting in your junior year. Some folks may be getting that start in senior year. That's perfectly fine. But we are preparing folks to move toward that college readiness trajectory, that college readiness path. So you will become ready. If you all notice, this week is a week that some of your peers who are seniors will be announcing the schools they've been accepted to. We want you all to have that same experience. We want you to have that experience with having a detailed, personalized process for you to get to that, right? So you get to these big experiences like, oh, I accepted to so-and-so school, and you hear your peers talk about this, but there's a whole lot of back work and stuff that happens in the back end to get you to that level, right? So that's why this program is essential. That's why Say Yes is a critical partner for our equity office and getting you to that end goal, getting you to that finish line. There's a question here about from Sabrina saying, did you say that scholarships will need SAT and ACT scores? Some of them probably will, definitely, absolutely so. So this program is college preparedness, college readiness, which a part of that is preparing you mentally, psychologically, emotionally for the SATs, the ACTs, and also preparing you to present your best possible self as you go into that college pathway, to present your best possible self, to let your light shine on all that you've done in your community and in your academic work, right? Showing how you are the best student in various ways, not just a student that shows an A/B report card. That's important, but we're talking about all the other strengths you have. So Say Yes, in partnership with the equity office in this first gen program, is about really shining a light on all of your assets, right? So another question I see is about, if you already took both SAT and ACT but want to do it again, will there be preparation opportunities? Sure, of course.
Yeah, I'll chime in there. So yeah, there will be opportunities. In addition to, I will highlight what Say Yes already does within the community. We offer free SAT and ACT prep. So we want you to tune into that. But specifically for the first gen college student ambassadors, there's personalized SAT, ACT prep practice that will help you improve those scores. And I wasn't saying that they'll need SAT and ACT scores, but some of the merit-based scholarships, while admissions offices have waived their score requirements, sometimes you may still need it for some of those scholarships that you apply to in as you get to your senior year. I hope that answered you all's question. And also saw in the chat someone said, when will the program start? So although the application is due now, it will start in the fall. So it will typically it will begin right around the time that school starts. So in late August. And Ashley, while the first generation college student ambassador program itself does not directly provide scholarships, we connect you with those opportunities, and we essentially show you those resources for you to apply. Um, Tom, for Mr. Howe, I don't believe that there are not students who are excluded to be a part of this. We encourage all students to apply. As we know, the pandemic has created or expanded barriers to access for all identities.
Another question, does the program provide college scholarships? You have access to the Say Yes scholarship based upon your eligibility. And as Brandi mentioned, there will be a plethora of opportunities for you to apply for other scholarships. You will learn how to find scholarships and do your own search as well. So that's going to be very helpful for you.
Christina, I see your hand raised. Did you have another question? I just wanted to make sure I didn't skip over you if you did.
No, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize I was sorry.
It's no problem. I just didn't want to be ignoring any question that you may have had. So thank you for that. And let me check the chat a few more times. Um, so can we talk a little bit more about the signature events? Okay, so yeah, I'll go back to that slide for you, Sabrina. And like I said, it has looked a little bit different. I want to put an asterisk. If I could put a huge asterisk on the screen, I would, just in lieu of COVID. So of course we have the way in which we envision this program to be, and then we have reality. Like as Jasmine mentioned, we cannot ignore the fact that we are and still in the midst of a pandemic. So with that being said, each year we hope to offer a year-end scholar success banquet, and this will be an opportunity for students to not only celebrate their successes throughout the year, not only your seniors going off to college, but even your those who are juniors. So just being excited about wrapping up the year and celebrating those successes. And then next we have the College Ready Boot Camp. The College Ready Boot Camp, like I said, we're not gonna work out and make you do any push-ups or anything. Um, but this will be more so an opportunity for rising seniors to prepare. This will occur so literally in the June or July semester, for those of you, for once you've been through in the cohort for a year. And so what this will be is a boot camp for juniors that are now going to be rising seniors to prepare their college application timeline, so that as they move into their senior year, they're sort of smooth sailing about knowing what to do when. And for our seniors who are going to be going off to college, this will be an opportunity, as Jasmine mentioned, to help equip them with some navigational resources that they can use as they not only physically go to college, but adjust to being in a setting by yourself, making your decisions independently. So that's what this College Ready Boot Camp will be centered towards. And next we have our college kickoff. And so we envision this to be sort of kind of like right before you go off to college, sort of kind of like a decision day. So celebrating the opportunity, as Jasmine mentioned, you've seen a lot of your peers celebrating, wearing their NELIA, wearing where they're going to be representing their school spirit of the institution that they're going to be attending. We plan to do something intimately like this for our cohort as we celebrate particularly our rising seniors going off to college. And so those are the events. And what will the boot camp look like and where it'll be, again, will be dependent upon how the pandemic lets up, because I can't be like, we can't create any concrete details until, as Jasmine mentioned, we get better details about what we have the ability to do in lieu of the pandemic that's still going on outside. And thank you. I hope that answered your question, Sabrina. Sorry for the vagueness. I wish that March 2020 brought on a vagueness that we did not know would exist for this long, but here we are still operating in this. But regardless of whether we're able to do these events in person or not, we will make these events meaningful and continue to celebrate your future and your successes as you plan for those. So I know that some questions may come up after you all get off and have the opportunity to sit with this. I know some of you all got on a little late. We did record this, and we'll have it available on our Say Yes YouTube playlist for you all to go back and review in the case that you missed some of it. But again, the application closes. It looks like we have one more question before we wrap up. I apologize.
May 17th.
Yeah, definitely. So any advice that we'll have for a kid, someone figuring out what type of college they would like to go to. And that's actually very much so a part of this cohort, and also a part of some signature things that Say Yes does within the community, just in general as post-secondary resources. So Warshay will be happy to drop those. We have a huge YouTube playlist that features a lot of various YouTube videos, and one of them being college match and fit. So thinking about how am I choosing from all these options, like you said, like being in a candy store, what do I want? So this is an opportunity for you to do that. But as you apply to this cohort, and particularly become a part of this cohort, in this cohort we will do some through our monthly webinars and our meetings, we will do some search and research and making a personalized college list that works for you based on match and fit. And so that is very much so a part of this program.
Absolutely. I would like to add something as well, Brandi, to Sabrina's question. If you go to our YouTube page, one of the signature events that we hosted this year was the college kickoff series for the spring edition. And look for that on our YouTube page. It's about 52 minutes long, but it's going to give you a month-by-month playbook of what seniors should be doing. And what better way to prepare for your upcoming junior year or upcoming senior year than to look at what you should be doing in the future. And there's also some webinars about financial aid 101, you name it, is up there. So check it out, but also tune in to all the other Say Yes events. But you all will get first dibs and more interaction, as Brandi mentioned, through this program. So we're very excited that you asked that question.
And out of respect for your time, we want to be respectful of everyone's time. We just again want to thank you all for even coming to this info session and demonstrating your interest in being a part of such a great opportunity. One last time, I am going to drop the application link in the chat. So I know that some of you all have already applied, and we look forward to reviewing your applications. But for those of you who have maybe wanted to hear more about it and have now heard more about the great first generation college student ambassador cohort that we are continuing to have with Say Yes Guilford and Guilford County Schools, we hope to read your applications, and we are excited that you all want to be a part of this. And I will stay around. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, Jasmine, as we wrap up for the evening?
Just want to say thank you to everyone for being present. Thank you to Say Yes Guilford. You all are awesome partners. You all see all of the wonderful social media handles that you all can follow Say Yes on. You can also follow us at GCS_equity at the equity office. That's our Twitter handle. But nonetheless, we are here, we are present, we can stay on definitely for the next few minutes if you have questions. And you can send any questions to my email address, which I have shared in the chat. I will reshare this now. And on the subject line, put FGCSA application questions. That will be helpful. Looking forward to hearing from you all, seeing you all in the program this next school year, and be aware and knowledge that we are here to support and hold your hand through this process. We know it's rough. COVID has not been kind in reference to how we are learning about what our opportunities are. We are here to make sure that we are your support system, right? So definitely take advantage of what you have here with what you've done so far by applying, by being present. Stick with us. We want to see you through to your goal. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you again. As Jasmine mentioned, she placed her email in the chat, so you all can reach out to us with any questions. And so again, thank you all for tuning in today, and we look forward to reading your applications.